Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast Between the Lines with Bhagya, episode 4, Strength and Softness with Natasha Shetty. So happy to have you all here. Stay till the end so you don't miss out on anything. So let me introduce our guest speaker and my loving mama bear, who I met recently and connected well in the recent Goa trip I went for. We have with us today Natasha Shetty, founder of Arohana Global. She is an inner transformation and mindfulness coach who empowers high performing women to make conscious choices, create balance, and reconnect with themselves so that they can live with greater purpose, confidence, and alignment. Welcome aboard. So happy to have you.
Thank you so much, Bhagya. And it's a pleasure to be here. And it's so good to see you.
Yes, likewise. Okay, I love the conversations we shared when we met recently, and the overnight conversation, especially on the last day, we were up till 5 a.m. So I have a couple of questions, and we'll discuss.
Cute.
So you say mindfulness is the road and transformation is the destination. Can you
Yeah.
share a bit more about that? Do you think people get stuck in between? And if so, how can they get out of it?
It's a very interesting question. It's a very lovely question because, yes, that's something I always try to get my clients to understand. So, yes, mindfulness. So, when I talk about mindfulness, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is just being aware, right? Being in the
Right.
present,
Be conscious.
doing anything, whatever you're doing. If you're in the present moment, that's mindfulness.
Mhm.
And mindfulness is the root of the work I do. I start with mindfulness. The reason being is we need to get back to our body.
Mm.
So, settling our nervous system before we get ready to do the deeper work. That's where I start. But what happens is when you start being aware is very important because if you're not aware, then there's no change that's happening. You need to be aware first. But in today's case, with all the information out there, Bhagya, I think everybody's aware. You're
Yeah.
aware of what the problem is. You know you
Yes.
are doing this, what you're suffering. I'm a people pleaser. I don't know to say no, or I don't know
Yeah.
to have
I have an
boundaries.
avoidant attachment style, or yeah.
Exactly. So with all the information out there, everybody's aware, but they get stuck there.
Mm,
Because just being aware doesn't create the change. The next step is very important. Next step is
right.
taking actions and choosing differently is where the transformation happens. So
Absolutely.
yes, in today's time, mostly people get stuck in the awareness phase,
Mm.
and the job is walking. The next path is walk towards transformation, and that's where the choice comes in. You need to start choosing differently.
And you can't do that alone because you have the awareness and it takes so much courage to leave your comfort zone. And that's where I think mentors support, you
Exactly.
have that support system and you need coaches. Yeah.
Exactly. Choose differently. Choose wisely for yourself, and grab somebody's hand. Yeah, don't wait.
Right,
You
right.
can make that journey with walking beside somebody. Why not?
100%. That's very true. And that's the thing, people need to get into their bodies more. There's too much analysis and logical reasoning and rationalization. That's happening. Like, you know exactly which childhood trauma caused what for you to behave this way.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
in,
embodiment is
in,
lacking.
in fact, one of the first things I get my clients stop doing is I said, stop watching all the Instagram reels. Disconnect
Yes.
yourself from that totally for some time so
Yeah.
that you don't start associating with every problem everybody has out right there.
And that gets very stimulating also. Very stimulating. And it makes you feel like you're just broken and it's hopeless. It can be yeah, it's a whole spiral.
It is
Very
vital. It's a loop. So that's why getting back to your body is important. I always, something I repeat to my clients is if your mind is not working, get your body, move,
Mm.
do something different. Use your body to get you out of the rut. If your body is agitated, use your mind.
Yeah, they support each other.
They
So
support each
that's
other.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, so a little personal question. You've been someone who's been a giver all your life, right? When did
Hmm.
you start choosing yourself and how did it affect your relationships when you decided to prioritize yourself?
Okay. Oh, yes, I've been there, done that. So that's why I'm on this journey. Oh, a giver, the eldest daughter, the responsible one, the one available, the somebody who doesn't know to say no. I've been there, done that. Um, I think we all have a point when we start our journey. And for me also, I had a point in my life where I was questioned for the roles I played to choose. Around 10 years ago is when I lost my father. And not 10, it's I think 13 now. So it's 13 years now. And he had to go through a liver transplant, and I was a donor. And I think at
Mhm.
that point of time, when I decided to give my liver to my father, it was purely with love. as a daughter. I didn't even think twice about it. It didn't even come to my point, okay, it was just me trying to save my dad, somebody I loved deeply. And if I could give him a few more years of his life, I would be. But unfortunately, we couldn't save him, although the surgery was successful. There were complications and we lost him. I think post surgery was when somebody questioned me, asking me that, didn't you think of your child?
Mm.
I was a mother at that point of time, and that question stayed with me. Now, it stayed with me not because I questioned what my decision, no. It stayed with me because I was questioned for the roles, right? A mother
Right.
and a daughter. And I mean, why do we need to choose?
Yeah.
And I also think, what made you think I didn't think of my child? Of course, we did
Right.
all
I'm
the
sure that
steps.
was like one of the first things that you would have
Yes, of
considered.
course, spoke
When,
about multiple
this
doctors.
reminds me, when I separated from my ex, people would be like, "What about your daughter?" And I was like, "Yeah, what about her? I didn't think about her." Like, of course, she was a
So that what hit me is, damn, yeah, no matter what I do or what we do, there will always be somebody questioning you. So that no char log kehte rahenge, that will never stop no matter what you're doing. And we women are always are questioned for the roles. Like, if you choose one role, we're questioned for the other role. If you choose the other role, even today, if you're at home, you just choose to be a homemaker. You're like, you're wasting your education, not doing anything, which is so
Yes.
sad. Or if you're choosing your career or you're ignoring your children.
Yeah.
Even today, we women are questioned for the roles, and that got to me. I think that's the turning point for me. It's when I started my journey of questioning my identity. Who am I?
Who
Other
are
than
you?
the roles I
Oh,
was in,
yeah. Yeah.
other than the wife, the daughter, the mother, the daughter-in-law, the sister. Who
Yeah,
am
it's so
I?
easy to get lost in these labels and lose your identity and individuality.
So that's the base. It was for me. It was like um, so important to get connected back to myself.
Hmm.
And that's a journey I took, and that's a journey I take forward in helping others come back to themselves more.
Lovely, so lovely. And you help a lot of high performing women. And, when we say that women can do it all, can have it all, do you think it's about the need to prove themselves? And that also becomes a very draining process and becomes even more overwhelming when we say, okay, women can do it all. But I also love this quote that says, just because you can doesn't mean you have to. So, can you share a little bit along
Okay.
those lines?
First of all, I think we women, when I'm saying high performing, we all are high performing women. We are
By
on
nature.
the goal by nature. We play multiple roles. We are so much expected out of us. So we all are high performing women. And I'm definitely by this thing, I'm not saying that don't have ambitions. Oh, go for it. Have your dreams, have your goals, have your ambitions. In fact, I love women who are always, running after their goals.
Mhm.
But my point is, stay connected to yourself. Come
Mhm.
back to yourself and always check with yourself that whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm running after, am I breathing easily? Am I connected? Is it aligned? Is it giving me happiness? Because sometimes we are so busy running, we forget to connect back to ourselves, or even take that pause. That pause is so important in life, to just check ki, oh, am I in the path which I want to be, or have I deviated to some other path, because just because I'm
Right.
running.
And sometimes we're running away from something. We're
Yes,
running away to prove a point, to be rebellious. And that is disconnected from our actual dreams and
action.
desires too.
Exactly. So that's what I think, come back and check. Am I aligned to what I want? Is it my goal, my dream? I've just borrowed it from somebody. Sometimes we live the goals our parents have told us years ago.
Or we do the opposite because they've told us, I don't want to
What we
do that.
wanted to, exactly. So checking that, is it what I want, or whatever you choose in life,
Yeah.
be, come back to your body, come back, check, am I breathing? Is what I'm, you're going to be busy. Life is not like this, right?
Perfect.
Life is like
Yeah.
waves. You're going to have
Yes.
ups and you're going to have down. That is life. Life is not, nobody's life is perfect. Everybody has different emotions they're going to face, and that's a part of life.
Mhm.
But that time, I want to teach women to pause, and I want to teach women to say that, get connected back to yourself and just check with yourself again and again, ki, am I aligned to myself?
Right.
Believe me, in all the roles you play, if you're connected to yourself, there'll be grace in every role.
Yes.
There will be more of you in every role.
100%. But we're scared to choose ourselves because we're scared of losing the relationships around us. But it's the other way around. Because if you lose yourself, then you are not there in those
Yeah.
relationships, and you end up becoming a burden because that leads to health issues,
No,
right?
because
So
we are programmed like that, na Bhagya? We are programmed that I always feel this is how an ideal mother should be. In fact, now all the more, all this information telling, oh, our mother should, this is how we should treat our children. This is how we want should do we do for our children, or
you lose
uh,
out on that instinctual,
instinct.
yeah.
So or you should be a go-getter. There's so many shoulds nowadays.
Mhm.
Chuck all
Yeah, so
that.
far away from our gut intuition and instinct,
You
right?
be connected. You choose what you want, not what the world is telling you. And if you want to go and do something that's different from the world, go and do it because it's your choice. But if you want something that's slow, that's also okay.
Right,
Because
but what about the price women have to pay when they do something that's not expected of them, or that's outside of what the world tells them to do? Because, then that loneliness that they have to deal with, or sometimes, that ostracization from community, being rejected, fear of judgment. So these are all very, very valid consequences of being, following your dreams. So what would you say to that?
for for that, I always tell it's choice. Be aware of your choices you make in life and take ownership of those choices. You
Mm,
can't have it both the way. So
mm,
sometimes choosing something different will have its consequences and will have it. But again, if it's giving you the peace, that's something you want, it's okay.
that's
It's going to
worth
be
it.
difficult. But as you walk, you will think, this is what I want. Choice is a word which I use very constantly. Even with you, I'm speaking to you. I think
I
I use
remember
the
our
word a
conversations.
lot because I feel we need to be aware of the choices we make and the choices we don't make. Even not making a choice is a
It's a
choice.
choice. Love that. Can you say that again?
In fact, my favorite quote is from I think Anil Thomas, my teacher, always says this quote. I think he's heard it from his teacher, Father Dick Meggio, is how come in a world full of choices, having no choice is the only choice you're choosing?
Wow.
So that is my favorite quote, and I tell everybody that be aware of your choices you're making and choices you're not making. If I'm choosing something, take ownership. The good, bad,
Yeah.
ugly, everything.
Yeah. And I think we don't choose because we don't want to take that responsibility. We don't want to
Exactly.
feel like if it's something that we are not choosing and we do because someone else said, it's easy to blame and play victim. Oh, they told me and this
Right.
did work out, right? So yeah, so
So
true.
not choosing is also choice, not doing is also
Yeah.
choice, but then we stay in the victim mode. So that is giving us something. Then that's giving us an
Yeah.
identity of like, I wanted to do this, but I didn't do this because it would make
Yeah,
you
yeah, because you just get into the whole blame cycle. This is so powerful. A great reminder also, like, yeah, take ownership of your choices, and you everything has its consequences. Not
happy.
choosing has its consequences. Time is gonna go by and you're gonna look back and regret and be like, what did I do
Exactly.
with my life?
Exactly. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but take ownership. Make yourself so powerful enough. So in that it's okay. It's my choice. I embrace all the consequences of it. I think
Amazing.
even simple, even when we have a boundary, there are people who will not be happy with your boundary. So we expect that I'm going to draw my boundary and everybody should be happy with it. That's not going to happen.
We can't have, in that sense, we can't have it all. There is a natural consequence to every decision, every choice that we make. And I think we have to pick our battles. Yeah. But yeah, once we embrace it, then it's not really a battle. It becomes beautiful. Yeah.
So even when you talk about high performing women, I'm not saying that, go do it all, but don't attach it to your worth.
Wow. And
Mm.
also the results, right? Not attached to the results.
You be you, you be powerful, you choose what you want to be and don't attach your worth to what the world is telling you. Don't attach your worth that if I don't achieve more, I am. So I work with a lot of women who have it all, or they are doing it all, but still they're struggling because they've attached their worth to achieving. They attach
And
the
they
worth.
cannot take a break, right?
They
Like when,
cannot. If they take a break, they break down.
yeah, their entire
I
identity
think that's
collapses.
identity collapse. They're like, oh my God, if I'm not performing, if I'm not achieving, who am I?
Yeah. Wow. That's very scary, actually. Yeah.
So that's the reason I say, right, that pause is so important in life, and that's for everybody.
I work with a lot of clients who identify, like younger people who identify their self-worth with their academics. So if they don't do well in
It
an exam,
it
then
starts
that's it.
there.
They don't know who they are beyond that. And then it's like, who am I as an individual, as a person? What do I like? What do I not like? What are my dreams? That's a whole thing, other thing that women fail to explore, or they just don't give themselves the permission or the space to do that.
Exactly. And that's again programming. The
Hmm.
world has taught us that you have to do well academically. You have to do certain things in a certain way. Then only you are in the right path or you're
Right.
successful.
Right path.
And who decides the path?
Yeah, who decides the path? It's so unique. It's absolutely so unique, and everyone's path is so different. Yeah. How do you blend NLP and Gestalt therapy practice in your coaching? What made you like what drew you to it?
Okay. So if mindfulness is the root of the work I do, okay, NLP Gestalt or any all the tools which I have. Of course, NLP and Gestalt are the major chunk of tools because once we start with mindfulness, NLP and Gestalt help me dig deeper. So NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and as the word itself rightly says, it's a language. It's a programming language of your neurons, your inner world. It's your software. So any changes that has to be done is where an NLP use NLP. Your programming, your inner beliefs, your trauma, reframing patterns. That's where NLP come in. And Gestalt is basically understanding the whole.
Right,
This
emotions and like when role all yeah.
Gestalt is, Gestalt, the simplest way of explaining Gestalt is it's dot, 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 dot. Because Gestalt is everything. Gestalt is the whole. The whole.
Mhm.
If you're seeing me right now, you're seeing me with the 2D vision, but there's so much of who you're, that's something you can't see. So in life, situations of life, there's only part you're seeing, right? You're seeing the world in your part, but there's a whole bit of thing which you're not seeing. And
Right,
Gestalt helps people to zoom out and see the whole. And
right.
that brings in more information and helps you get answers and
Like you
solutions.
don't take things too personally, you get the larger vision.
So one of my favorite exercises of Gestalt is the empty chair.
Yeah, I love that.
So
And role
I
play.
I
Yeah.
I love the empty chair where, and there's so many breakthrough that happens in that chair when you talk to
Yeah.
parts of yourself which is unheard, or
Yeah.
you get answers for yourself, and you also come to know, oh, where am I wrong? This is where I'm going wrong.
And you get to fully express things that you wouldn't have otherwise had
Otherwise,
the opportunity to. Yeah,
exactly.
I love just art therapy.
So that's where the
It's
deep work starts. Then I
yeah.
think Gestalt give me the tools to go deeper, break those beliefs, break those patterns, take ownership of your values and beliefs.
Hmm.
Change it. Shift what you don't, leave what you don't want
And
to.
also to discover, like, I don't think people actually know what their values and beliefs are. It's like you
No,
said, it's
yeah,
borrowed. You
borrowed.
know,
It's always borrowed. That's how we create an identity, right?
right.
It's always
And
borrowed.
then to relearn, unlearn, and just figure
Unlearn
out
it.
what do I want, that's a whole other process. And I think it's a beautiful path of discovery. And yeah, more people should give themselves permission to actually ask these questions and be like, what is my belief system? What,
What
do
is
I
my
want to
identity?
choose?
Who am I? Who am I? What are my values? What are my beliefs? What do I like? What do I don't like?
And I think the best way to figure out any of this is through exploration and allowing yourself to have experiences. You're not gonna wake up one day and know what your
No,
values are.
it
You have to
doesn't.
put
It
yourself
doesn't.
in
It doesn't.
different
So
situations
that's
and
what happened. Then people wait for burnout to happen, or people wait for something to happen. Like me, I waited something to
uh,
happen to start the journey.
right. And you don't have to wait till
Unfortunately,
the
you don't
breaking
have to
point.
wait. Exactly. You don't have to wait. You can start the journey before that
So
only.
true, so true. And this is very encouraging. And to all the listeners listening here, you don't have to wait till you've suffered enough. It's all,
You don't, in
you can,
fact, you don't wait till the end moment to start your journeys. Grab
yeah,
that, join,
yeah,
join courses. There's so many amazing coaches out there. There's so many, you can just start that journey, self-discovery journey from there.
yeah. Amazing, amazing.
You create your identity, decide what you want to put there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, as someone, you've had to do so much by yourself. So how did you cope, when you said that your sister had a diagnosis and you froze for 6 months? So I'm sure that must have brought up a lot of identity shifts within yourself. And how did you navigate that and accept yourself for who you are despite feeling frozen and numb?
You remember our conversations very well, right? Yeah.
I remember. Yeah.
Oh yes, that was
As comfortable as you feel sharing,
no,
of
no,
course.
it's
Yeah.
it's okay. I'm comfortable because she's comfortable. I mean, I've learned so much from my own sister because she's comfortable and she's out there telling people and talking about it. So it's okay. But for me, because I think your younger sister is your baby. So for me, she is my baby. So first, when she called me to tell me about her diagnosis, I think I froze. I froze for a good 6 months. And when I'm saying I froze, I really froze. So I think I stopped work because you can't if I am not okay, I can't deal with people. So I that was not fair to my clients. So after I finished a particular this one, I stopped work, and for good 6 months, I didn't actually do anything. Um, and believe me, this is as I said, I've lived it. I have a group where I can go. I have people I could reach out to. There were mentors. I have beautiful, amazing mentors I could reach out to. There were I have friends who are psychologists I could reach out to. I could go to, at for some time, a good 2, 3 months, I didn't do anything of that because I went blank. My sister getting diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at the age of like 37 was a huge shock for me. And this reaction was also different. And generally, I'm the strong one. That's why I
Mhm.
work with strong women. Na? Always,
Right, right.
always, I can handle anything. You throw anything at me, and I can handle it. But somehow this I couldn't handle, and it broke. It froze me in some way. But yes, a lot of learning. The one biggest learning is nobody's coming to save you. You need to get up and you need to take charge. Even if you show a finger, there will be people to hold your hand. But that even the little finger, you need to
You have to
you
lift
have
that.
to
We have
lift
to
that
reach
finger.
out.
You have
Yeah.
to reach out because nobody can understand what you're going through, and you are not allowing people to come in that space to even help you. So
Yes.
nobody can help you unless you're ready to help you.
And
Even
people also are trying to be sensitive and protective of your space. So they
yes,
don't know in such
they don't
times
know
how.
how to this one, so nobody can help you is one. I also realize I've always heard that you can't help people who are not ready to help themselves. So
Yeah.
that's like it came to me, right? No, I need to reach out. That's when I got up and I reached out and I went to therapy. I worked through the entire process during that
Takes so
time.
much courage, actually. And I think another reason why people don't reach out is they like having that pity party and they get so comfortable feeling sorry for themselves. I've been there, and it's easy to just be like, oh, nobody cares about me. I'm all alone in my struggles and sufferings. Because if you
You
reach out for
know,
help, people will be there.
it's called masturbating with pain and people doing that. If you think, but yes, you will. It's like it's there, and
Oh my
sometimes you
God.
don't. Brain
Yeah.
loves
We get
the
attached to
familiar.
suffering.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, because brain loves the familiar, and anything familiar, it will try to reject away. It will make you
Trying to protect us.
protect us. So we
Yeah.
need to fight that. We need to show our brain that boss, I'm your boss.
Mm.
We need to start doing different because and I'm not saying it's easy, but do that one, lift that one finger out.
Manasika,
Will
that's so
have
powerful.
you will have people reaching
Yeah.
out to you.
Yeah.
But take that first step. Nobody can do anything for you if you don't take that step. Is
And
what
that's the thing, like people are scared of getting help because they are worried, the brain is trying to protect. But once you logically understand that things will improve in the longer run, it might burn a little when you get that medicine, right? Like it stings when you put medicine on a wound. But ultimately, how long can you have band-aids on, right? Like you have to take that apart and start
so
healing.
that's a question, right? If you continue, that's what to me. If I continue to be like this, what am I doing? And the joke was for me in my case, she's the one who was diagnosed. I was supposed to be there for her. But she was handling it so beautifully, and I was a lot. So that comes my second learning during that phase was enjoy life.
Life is short.
Life is short. You are healthy. You have everything in front of you. Stop postponing life. Enjoy everything today. That's what I'm saying. All the more I tell now, achieve things, but don't postpone life. I will do this
Yeah.
after that. I will
Yeah.
do this after I achieve that. No, don't do that. Do it today.
That's a lovely spirit. Yeah.
So do it today. Enjoy life. Do what you want to do today. Don't postpone life because you never know. So that's something my sister has taught me, and I'm
Thank you for sharing. And I know it's very personal, but it's also lived wisdom. Like you've been
yeah,
there and
that.
you've experienced that. Yeah, your mission is to help women come home to themselves. So what advice would you like to give to our listeners who are struggling with finding their way back home to themselves?
This is such when I'm saying get back home to yourself, it's not a complicated thing. All you need to first do is in a day, right? Have the space where you're you. You're
Mm.
not a mother, you're not a wife, you're not a daughter, you're not a this one. Even 10 minutes of just being you, of being Bhagya, of being Natasha, without the roles and identities which we can. The minute you're born, with the first breath, you're given an identity. You're a girl. Oh, and then starts your so and so daughter. Oh, she's dark. She's this one. You start with those roles, and it's
Oh, she looks like the mom, she looks like the dad.
exactly. So you start with the minute you're born. So of course, that's life. Everybody, all of us, each one, everybody goes through this. But when I'm saying get back to yourself, take 10 minutes of just being you. Drop everything and do what you like. Like for me, it's just, you know what? I like to sit with a cup of tea
Mhm.
by myself in the morning, 10 minutes by myself without anything. And that 10 minutes of me time is very important. I'll sit with the window, I'll just look out and enjoy my cup of tea. I don't even think at anything during that time.
Yeah.
It's like start these small, it's so important. But of course, connecting back to yourself means just dropping all the roles, dropping all
All
the
the
baggage you
labels.
have carried along with it. So
Uh,
don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help. Do
yes.
it. There are people who are trained to guide you through it. Nobody will walk it for you, but we can walk along with you. You'll be taking
Yes.
the steps and take that steps, pause, connect. So it's like I talk about self-love a lot. If you go to my page, it's like self-love. And when I'm saying self-love, it doesn't mean those bubble baths, or it doesn't mean that, you know what, I'll plan a girls' trip, which is important. Those spa dates all are important, but those are superficial ones.
Yeah.
When you love yourself, you choose yourself every day. You
That's
choose
important. And
yourself.
it's not easy to choose
It's
yourself.
not easy to choose yourself.
Especially being women, and the conditioning is so strong to be there for other people, and our worth is defined by how much we give. To choose ourselves is the most rebellious act that can be.
So when I'm saying, so even when I say choose yourself and every day, so when I choose myself, I'm aware that I give others also permission to choose themselves. I should not
Yes.
be okay. I should not have a problem when others choose themselves. And when I love myself, I am aware of myself. I also know that there'll be times when I will need to put a particular role or identity ahead. Sometimes I'll need to be a mother and put my coach cap behind because that time and that should be okay with me. And sometimes I will put a mother behind and put a coach ahead. I'm talking about these two roles because in my life right now, these two roles are
That's yeah.
the important roles that are going around, or sometimes, or if it comes to being a daughter, maybe there'll be times I'll need to drop everything and be a daughter.
Yeah. And that's it's about prioritizing, and that's a
Prioritizing,
decision
yes,
you
and
need
do
to
it
make.
with grace. But whenever you're choosing, but at the same time, even each time you're choosing all these, choose yourself. Do it with grace and do it with love. So,
You
so
do
even
it
when I
for
talk about
yourself,
boundaries,
you're
I say
already
same thing
you're
applies.
breaking it.
I'm sorry, can you hear me? Okay. Hello, are you back?
Yeah, I lost you for a moment. Yes. So you're saying choose yourself with grace even while doing all of this.
Yes. It's even boundaries. Again, I said when you put boundaries are very
Yeah, it's resume.
important.
Yeah, talking about choosing yourself. Yeah.
So when you choose yourself, or when you choose yourself with grace, or when you have your boundaries are a very important part of life, choosing yourself, because you need to have boundaries. Is meant to protect you, not to push people away. So
Mm.
when you have boundaries with grace, you will realize that others also allowed to have boundaries.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
important actually. And like you said, it gives other people permission to have boundaries, and they realize that okay, I am allowed to take up that space or communicate whatever I'm uncomfortable with also. So
exactly.
true.
So just like I choose me, I should allow others to choose this. And we can have both. I can have boundaries. I can love somebody deeply and still have a boundary, or still have a time when I need to choose myself. They can be
And
the
that's to
two.
protect the relationship. You're
Yes,
doing it for the
exactly.
relationship. Yeah.
Exactly.
People
And
mistake that the other way around. They think boundaries, oh, you don't like them or you're pushing them away. But it's, if anything, you are preventing resentment from silently harboring things that, you're not saying. So, very true.
I remember when I started this journey, or when I started my work on myself, and or the deeper work, relationship started shifting around me. Some became deeper because they applauded me for the versions I became. I was changing, and they were like, okay, happy for me. Some went away.
Mm.
Then went away. So as you change, the people around you are also going to either, people who are not aligned are going to disappear. But then when they disappear, new people will come in, or you will have a smaller circle, but a
The
stronger
transition can be painful and lonely.
can
And
be.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm glad you're talking about this because I'm sure there's so many people, even this is something I'm going through right now. Going through the transition when you're shifting identities and moving from one space to another, having to let go of people, or when people leave, and that space gets really quiet because,
It does.
but I think it's important to get through that silence and then, you do find, because if there is no space, where will the new people come in? If you're scared to let go.
But then you notice that the new people coming in are more aligned to who you are, who you can connect with.
Yeah, they match
You
that
get to be
vibe.
you, more you with those newer people who are
So
coming
it's
in.
it's worth that wait and that
And then
silence.
it can happen multiple times also, Bhagya. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
it
I
can
know,
add
like
levels.
it's ego deaths after ego deaths, you know.
It gets level.
Yeah, I
That's
I know.
another thing. I tell people, don't be in this healing cycle all the time. Even
Hmm.
there, take a pause and break. Sometimes people
Yeah, oh
come
my
in.
God, healing can get traumatizing. I
Exactly.
tell my clients, like, we are not here to try and heal and fix ourselves. We are here to love and accept ourselves for who we are.
Exactly.
Because that
So,
happened to me. I was so into healing. Every conversation, I would be like, oh, this triggered me from that childhood. I need to talk to my therapist. And that process got so tiring for me. I'm like, you know what? I'm broken. It's okay. I'm flawed, imperfect, but this is who I am, and I love myself, and I deserve to
bang
be in love with
on.
relationships.
That's exactly
Yes.
the even healing can. You need to take a pause from healing also sometimes.
Yeah.
You
And is
cannot
that
be in
even
that mode
healing?
all the time.
So the question comes, is it even healing if you are like, overthinking it and you're stuck in cycles about it? Is that healing? Is that what healing means to you then? Yes.
Exactly. We are we are humans. We are supposed to
If-
have all emotions.
yeah. Yeah.
And there's
Got
no good or bad
experience.
emotions. There is no, so it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay. Because if you don't feel all those, I think we'll not accept. And when we don't, when you're
Yeah,
happy,
there is this myth that healing means you're always happy and it's
no,
only
no,
positive
no,
emotions.
no,
But I
no,
think healing
no.
is ugly. It's those breakdowns you have, that rage, when you
It goes through
it's
phases.
everything
It
all
goes
of
through
it.
phases. And when you come out of it, so that's what I said. When you come out, when you do a cycle or you go through a process of working on yourself and you've done a good job, what you are is you're more sorted. You're more
Integrated. Yeah.
integrated. You're like, okay, this is happening. I will handle it better. I'm handling myself better. I'm handling my emotions better. So
Right.
automatically my vibration is shifting. The people around me are also shifting
And
slowly.
you bounce back better also, like,
Yes, we bounce back better.
more
We
resilient.
that yeah, I think one of the questions we coaches get, I get asked, oh, how are you positive all the time? I said, who said I'm positive all the time? Come home and ask my son. So it's like, no, I have my days. I said, no, I for 6 months I froze.
And one more thing is, a lot of people don't know, but I'm recovering and battling mental illnesses. You can't tell that because I don't identify with it. I am so much more than my physical or mental illnesses. And that's another very big distinction. It was a very big breakthrough for me. Like, whoa, I can suffer with anxiety and still be
Hold
me
space for a whole, yes.
and hold space for other people. I am not my anxiety or whatever anyone is going through, whatever issues you have. And you rise about that. You are
You
so much
are
more than anything that's limiting that could
you are
possibly.
much, much more than everything you're going through. You're much, much more than all your problems, all your issues. You are so much get in tap with the muchness.
Yeah. And like I remember in the mastermind they're talking about like, the higher version of you is there. So when we tap into that self, it exists, it's already there.
It
It's
exists. It
already
already
within us.
does.
We need to
Just
like
need
tap.
to tag. That's what I do once in a while. I just get connected to my higher version and have a conversation with her. What do you want me to do? I'm not
How
able
would
to
you
do it right
react?
now. So
Yeah.
have that.
This conversation is already bringing me to my ears. Like I feel so calm and so like everything feels nice, life feels manageable. It's so, so lovely. It's such a beautiful space to be in when we rise above our flawed limitations and embrace that, not that we're shunning it, but that it makes us who we are at the end of the day. It's part of who we are, and we accept ourselves and love those parts of ourselves. Because there's another thing that people do is they prevent themselves from being in intimate relationships or friendships because they don't feel deserving. And this is something I also used to struggle with, where I thought I had to become perfect. I had to heal before I could invite love into my life. But no, you need relationships to heal. You need those safe spaces and containers to grow.
Exactly. You need to be in the space. You need to find ki what works for me, what doesn't work for me. Where am I falling short or where am I not accept? You need to simple. You need to understand your negotiable and non-negotiables,
Mm.
and you'll only understand that through
With time.
experience. Or with
Yeah, that comes with
experience.
experiences also. Like you
Exactly.
gotta, yeah.
If you don't experience it, how will you know that, oh, this is my non-negotiable. This is a
Yeah.
complete no for me.
Yeah. And you need to allow yourself to have those experiences. I think people need to give themselves more permission to live, to fail. So one of my favorite quotes from my mentor is fail fast and fail forward. And
Uh,
you just have experiences, you know what you don't want, you know what's not working. And that's very valuable also. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you
I'm
so much for
really glad
having
it
me.
was such a beautiful conversation, very empowering and energizing, honestly, for me. And yeah, to all the viewers, please comment your biggest takeaways in the comment section below. And in the description, I'll share both of our Instagram IDs so you can stay connected and stay tuned. Yeah, thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you so
Thank you
much for
so
your
much for
time.
having me, Bhagya. It was lovely, and it was more of a free-flowing conversation. So it's always
Yes,
lovely to speak to you.
absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.